YouTube, you're back. Of course, this is the A Show. I am Meals. I'm here with J5 himself, and we are here to talk about the hits and misses of WWE's 2025. And trust me, for the shills that you think that we are incredibly not biased because there have been some hits and there have been some misses in WWE in 2025. What would you kind of like? We talked about this within the AEW video, but how would you kind of classify this year as WWE if you had to like summarize the direction this company was going?
It the
This is
success.
like its first TKO, full TKO year. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I think its success started to really crumble beneath them in terms of creative this year. I think that there were so many, what it seems like to us as fans, home runs that they could have done
Hmm.
that for whatever reason just did not do it for us. I think that me and you were sitting here during Mania talk, kind of like, I don't really know what's gonna happen after this. And I think a lot of the shows were like not super great until like August, and then it's been kind of touch and go. I think since SummerSlam, but I think for a large part, like a lot of people are like, I think a lot of people's opinions were framed by what happened in the first half of the year to where the second part of the year they're like extremely negative on everything they do. I think they rebounded somewhat in the second half of the year. I really do, but I think that a lot of the first half of the year was just something that was just like was bad. I think I said it to you this year. I think they've limped to the end of 2025. Coming off of from when we record this, in my eyes, a stellar Saturday Night's main event, to kind of get to 2026, and we'll be able to talk about everything that we thought they did right and wrong.
I think so much of what used to power WWE and the business of it was providing like a great wrestling show, right? But with TKO now in the fold, there's clearly so many different other factors that are included within this now that you have to take in account. There's a lot more things to serve. Whereas at Tony Khan, it's like we're putting on a great wrestling show and we hope you show out and you spend your $40 to come to our show and because we have a great match going on. TKO is now in the business of like we got branding deals and we got,
Yeah.
stocks and we have to sell out arenas and we have a standard to withhold because we trying to raise these prices as well. And this is the year kind of like they took it from simply just like this touring circus to like um
Like
you
the
know
NFL.
yeah, these are events that you're going to and you're paying premium. You go to WWE events now. I ain't say you used to just go and sit at your seat and watch like 3 hours of wrestling back to back. But now even the entrances are like light shows. Even the in-betweens of them showing you everything that happens within the company. It just everything has kind of evolved in a different they're sponsored Slim Jim on the tables. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
people were really mad about that.
Well, yeah. I mean, don't even really notice that. If anything, I notice more now how flimsy the tables are. I'm like, oh, they kind of
Yeah.
broke easy. So really stepping into that Slim Jim. But there's so many things in terms of WWE, and I felt like the quest for I won't make it seem totally, but the quest for capitalism affected a lot of things, just creatively, structurally, organization wise, a lot of different things, and
Yeah.
we saw a lot of it. So we can get hits and misses this year. One of the first things I want to talk about, obviously, we did it with AEW. Let's talk. Let's get the business out of the way. I can't not call a WWE's business a hit.
Like it's a hit. Like it's a hit for better or for worse. People complain about ticket prices. People was paying them ticket prices. Like it just is what it is. People complain about all this shit. They was paying it. How much can we complain when like people are not complaining about this and they're like completely going along with it? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not spending that much, but at the end of the day, like they're providing to a lot of people product that they would spend their money on, whether it be, to do whatever. Like I talked about this over the weekend with Saturday Night's main event. It's like I felt like certain the fans there were corny, and there was like, well, they paid $1,000. I was like, well, like at the end of the day, you paid $1,000 to be mad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But you're still gonna do it. You're still gonna go out and do it again.
And the perceived value of it goes up because it's not only just us who's going now. Like there's way more celebrities, there's way more investments, there's way more collaborations, there's way more things. Like before, we used to just be excited about Bad Bunny. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my
Yeah,
God, it's Bad Bunny. But now you got Jelly Roll wrestling, and then Logan Paul wrestling, and then Drake's in the audience, and then
yeah,
Macaulay Culkin and Topanga, Method Man, all types of other people who kind of like there to make sure that the product looks as cool as possible, and then it's also on Netflix.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
it it's just it's different because and while TV was TV, there's an air about SmackDown on the USA, and there's an air about Raw on Netflix.
yeah, yeah,
And, you know, while one wants to seem premium, Netflix just seems more now in tune, cooler, and they've been able to present that at everything they've done with Netflix thus far. I mean, shout out to Sade and everybody who handles everything over there, but that marriage of it, call it what you want, and people would try to come up with all Meltzer will try to come up with all fancy formulas to determine whether the show has been successful or not since it's moved. Ultimately, all the if TV was on streaming as much as it is on the linear access, I think
yeah.
more people would be watching Monday Night Raw. But we're just not there yet. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
So
and I think generally, like, we looked at the Netflix deal last year as like being like, I wonder how this is gonna happen, how this is gonna shake out. I think that like consistently, I've enjoyed the shows much more than I've really kind of enjoyed the USA shows, which is kind of funny to say, like because it's the same company, but like it's just felt big. It's felt massive. It's felt like this is a big deal. You hear the Tadoom on the beginning, and it's like this is like really a kind of weird, interesting way to watch wrestling. Like it's
but
it's
then
it's
it
been pretty
ends when it
enjoyable.
wants to.
Yeah, yeah.
It
You never know
it
what you're gonna
start
get.
it starts when it wants to. We've watched Raw. I've watched Raw at 7:30 p.m. I've watched Raw at 2 o'clock in the morning. I've watched Raw at 8 in the morning. I've watched Raw at 2 in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it's just different. It feels like it's serving. It's like, I mean, 10-year deal kicked off this year with potential even become a 20-year deal. And I would say it's been that part has been a hit. WWE's overseas dominance, more PLEs are in more places than it's ever been, less in the United States. You're kind of lucky if you get it in the United States.
yeah. We
Um
we didn't get a PLE till when? Like WrestlePalooza? Like they were gone all summer.
SummerSlam? Yeah,
Oh, yeah, SummerSlam,
SummerSlam. We got
and then they still went to
WrestleMania.
overseas.
Yeah. No, that's right, at Crown Jewel. So it's
Yeah.
kinda like we got a Royal Rumble that's coming in Saudi next
Yep.
month or in 2 months.
No, next month.
Um, alright, next month and the next month.
It's January 31st. I thought it was February too. It's the 31st.
Right. We got WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia confirmed for 2027. They were like, "Damn that." Essentially, many times over the company, they said, "This year." Talk about this year with first of all, we talk about The Rock comes out to the Hot Boys. It's
I
like
hope he's on this list because like the embarrassment of him this year has been
I'll put him on the
immeasurable
list.
to their
I'm gonna
visibility
put
in terms of fans.
I'm gonna put The Rock somewhere.
Yeah.
But he just came out to the Hot Boys, and then he's at WrestleMania's in New Orleans this year. Does a whole press conference in New Orleans, just like I always grew up listening to Birdman and Juvie and all this other stuff like that. Um, then WWE at some point says they see
That's
the
not
numbers that the, the numbers that came in for Vegas, and they're like, "We running it back.
happening.
We running it back." But you'll be all right. New Orleans, you're gonna get money in the bank, and trust me, we're gonna blow that shit out. But as far
I
as
bet you they will.
yeah, but as far as WrestleMania, they said now be running it back in Vegas this year. How do you think WrestleMania will do? I mean, I think 2026 we're gonna get the pushes of all pushes for WrestleMania this year. Um,
Yeah. No, for sure. To me, WrestleMania Vegas Part Two it's starting to feel like, or I think it'll begin to feel like. This is my bold prediction that I think Triple H is going to go into it with a chip on the shoulder, with like a chip on the shoulder from how people received it last year. to how it came together to everything that surrounds it. Like it's been known as probably one of the, and I don't necessarily like super agree with it, but like, people are like, it's the worst mania of this era or something like that. I'm like, bro, like y'all don't remember, like y'all didn't start rewatching Manias till 39 and 40. Like that, those
Yeah,
are like legit classic shows. Like, but 38, you're not rewatching 38. You're not rewatching 37, 36. Like there have been some pretty bad Manias. Like 40, 41 is like it's on the lower end of the two night spectacles. You know what I'm saying? But like I
right.
think that he's trying to make this like a big deal this year. And you have to bring people back to Vegas, which by the way, not a huge, like it's been doing terribly in terms of tourism, in terms of just the way that they garner revenue. So WWE returning there, they're the biggest deal there. They're going to be able to probably do more this
Yeah,
year because there's going to be the only show in town really that's going to be bringing in money. So I think that it's gonna do well. I think it's gonna do good. There's no doubt in my mind it's gonna sell out. Like it's
yeah,
it's just where they're at right now. But they have to create a compelling show with compelling matchups that people want to see. And so that's what we gotta wait for.
absolutely. It's 100% that they've improved their brand strength, cultural visibility. They have employed this new counter programming strategy with
Yeah.
AEW. Says if you show up, we showing up. Hasn't always worked out. I mean, ultimately, I don't think anything it hasn't taken away from AEW in terms of like it really working out. Hasn't taken away any viewers, haven't taken away any real numbers. So I think they're probably gonna lean off of it next year. Um,
Yeah.
but it's still a major part of this. Um, I mean, it's a hit. It just is what it is. WWE's top stars and main event scene. Let's talk about John Cena. We don't go too long because we literally been talking about John Cena for like 3 weeks. Um, but John Cena's full 2025 run, I think he executed in terms of the business of it. It's the greatest retirement that a wrestler has ever received.
It is.
The
But
tour date,
but with the caveat that they're not all really great. Like with that caveat.
usually they retire because they're washed. And to be
Yeah.
honest with you, for a long time, Cena was washed. We watched
I
those
mean, I was
manias.
I was at Mania 39 and I was like, well, that was a match.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Like,
saying? See him tussling with Solo Sokoa and it just not coming
yeah.
out well. Even at the top of this year, I felt like he just was still getting his legs under him. Um, but top of this year, he starts. He's in the final two of the Royal Rumble. Doesn't necessarily win. Goes to Elimination Chamber in lieu of to really push more Vegas tickets. And this is kind of like what I'm talking about of the business really affecting the creative at this point.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Triple H is partly to blame, but there's more hands within this process than there would normally be. I
Yeah.
think we would get Cody versus Cena like we got at SummerSlam at WrestleMania if it was just up to age.
Yeah.
Um, but he turns heel. It's arguably the biggest moment of the year. I'm kind of
Yeah. It's their
torn now
biggest.
between Cena's retirement and Cena turning heel in terms of what was the biggest moment of
It
this
only
year.
probably gets outmatched or outmoded by what happened on December 13th. But
Yeah,
to that point, just the visual of the heel turn is probably the biggest WWE moment of the year.
absolutely. He turns heel, has his heel run for a number of months. Um, you know, he's getting booed, but he's also getting cheered because this is the
Yeah.
last time people seen Cena.
Yeah. It was
And there's
odd
so
timing.
yeah.
It's
I
not
think
great. Listen, it's not great. I don't wanna go too deep into it because we like inside baseball, me and Mills have actually not recorded like our kinda like send off to John Cena yet.
of
But
course.
it's a tale, and I'll say this too, it's a tale of two stories. The first half of it, and that same thing I said about WWE just in general, not great, not good. You've heard us talk about it and you've heard us complain about it all year long, all summer long, really, because that was kind of the key of it. But it's like it's not great. But once he came back on that SmackDown, once you get the color
Mhm.
pop on the SummerSlam entrance, I forgot all about. I said, "Fuck it, whatever,"
Yeah,
because everything after that happened was just so great. Like you got the AJ Styles match, which I loved, the Logan Paul match, which I think is probably the most underrated match he had this year. You got the Dom stuff, which regardless of how I felt about like the outcome of that, it was, it was what it was a great moment for Dom, and it put Dom over. I think the only real like black mark was like the Brock match, which is like kind of whatever. That was done to me, that was just done to get eyes on ESPN. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's ultimately like what that was for. But those final couple appearances were special, and the Gunther match is one of my favorite matches of the year. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
it all mattered. I think that I was in the building for Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair, and we all know Ric Flair didn't stop wrestling after that. But like at the moment, we thought that was it. You know what I mean? I was there. There wasn't a dry eye in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, and I think that Gunther match was better than that match, and that Ric Flair Shawn Michaels match is one of my favorites of all time. And I think
Yeah.
that outdoes it.
It's definitely it was a run this year, but it wasn't the only thing in the main event scene. I
No.
think I'm talking about this big four of kind of WWE moving forward, and I use these as kind of like needle movers. Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. Now I have a longer discussion about Roman Reigns, so I don't want you to get too in the weeds about Roman Reigns. But
Okay.
uh, these four guys have been carrying the company in a way that rivals the peak of what we thought was initially the peak before, which feels like the Attitude Era of Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Mankind, all these other things like that. They've firmly established these big four. How did you feel about the main event scene, the carrying on of these fellas throughout the year?
Um, Cody's kind of weird, right? He was gone for quite a bit. Like he didn't have a lot of matches this year. After April, we wouldn't see him again until July.
Hmm.
And then from July, just kind of low impact, but they're preserving the guy. So I get it. He absolutely should be a, what's the word? Like an attraction. You know what I mean? Going forward, but he's still top two, top three in pops per night. Sells the most merch. It's clear he is the guy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when John Cena goes out on his sword and you see Cody Rhodes and looking at from outside the ring, looking at them shoes, he knew what he was doing. He said, "This is the moment where they turn the notch up." Am I wrong or right? This is the moment
No,
to
not
me,
at
Mills,
all.
when they turn the notch up on Cody a little bit, and now he gets to be the top guy that he wants to be. So I got really nothing bad to say about him. That's a hit. Seth
No.
Rollins, injuries, fake or otherwise, be damned. He definitely reached another apex this year
You're right.
in my eyes.
He was pushed to be the guy that he has always wanted to be.
Yes, absolutely.
He was
He got the
finally portrayed
faction.
as the guy, yeah, for sure.
He got the faction, the Mania win, and would you argue that Mania wins in the main event in this era mean a lot more than they did back in the day? Like having your hand raised and walking out in this era of the two nights probably means a
I
lot
th
more.
I think it means a lot more because of what it signifies, because of the era
Yeah,
that we're in. When
yeah,
you look at the sharks that are there,
yeah.
to be able to have your hand raised over Punk and Roman Reigns is kind of like, "Okay, I did that shit."
And
I'm
had
alive.
and undisputedly, we talked about it, had the best ending of the two nights. Like had the
Yeah,
best end of the two nights. Like it was the most talked about turn. It was the most talked about ending of the weekend. Arguably, probably the best main event that they had that week. That it was that and the triple threat with the women, where it's probably the
right.
two best matches of that weekend. So like like Seth was able to do his fucking thug thizzle, had great matches, did the one of the biggest swerves that they did this year. And again, the reason why SummerSlam as a show to me worked so well was because of those really great moments and those main events, those two nights. He finally reached the upper echelon. Obviously, the injury fucking sucks. It really it hurts. I hope it doesn't hurt him too bad when he gets back in terms of his positioning. But I
Mhm.
think that he became, like you said, the star that he always wanted to be pushed as.
I think and just kinda wrap this thing up, CM Punk, this might be the greatest year of CM Punk's entire career.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you've seen it. There's this YouTube video, and I love, WWE, the year of 2025 of CM Punk, and they literally show like damn near every segment or every match or every moment that he was a part of. Nothing but hits. Nothing but hits. From the top
Matches.
of the year, main eventing the first Raw on Netflix to the main event of WrestleMania and finally realizing that, you know what I'm saying? To becoming world champion at SummerSlam and then getting pulled away, but then becoming world champion again anyway, all after the fact.
Mhm.
Like, to be able to this run has seemingly been meaningful in a way that it didn't really need to be. And to be honest with you, WWE doesn't do it for a lot. You look at the
Nope.
run of Edge after he comes back from his thing, and look at the run of CM Punk. Clearly, they show you which one they valued more,
Yeah.
because one is in the mix, and I think Punk refuses to be one of those guys who shows up, gets beat up after a program, waits 3
Yeah.
months, and then makes his
And
return
come
for the
back.
next one.
He was
Yeah.
he was he was as full time as you could get for somebody of his age, his stature, and his main event stature. I think
But
he's a hit.
he's at Saturday night's main event for maybe, like he don't really even have to be I mean, he don't have to be on camera at all.
Yeah.
I don't think he had
Yeah.
to do a lot of things he did in WWE, to be
No.
honest with you. He
But
hurt
he
his
loved being
arm.
back.
He hurt his arm and he was on the panel, he was doing commentary, he did all this
Yeah.
other like, he loved the game too damn much and maybe loved the money too damn much because it's
But
flowing.
it's all except one of these guys we're gonna talk about, all the shadow of John Cena. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
they do these things because they see Cena do it and you know, they act in kind. He's a hit. CM Punk's a hit.
I
Seth
agree.
Rollins was a hit.
I agree. Let's talk about these breakout stars of the year. WWE continues to elevate new talent because that's how we gonna get there. And I'd say the top of the crop. I mean, LA Knight, he's as close to perennial. I think they did it the right way. I think the push on SmackDown a number of years ago just felt like it wasn't ready. He wasn't really in place.
Yeah.
His newly push on Monday Night Raw feels like it could be heading towards an actual direction somewhere. Um, so I'm
But he
give LA
loses. He's losing. He never wins the big one. I'm like,
he's
that's the point. Like
the Simones are holding him down. You know what I'm saying?
that's the point. I think he's been a hit this year. I think that when it's come time for him to do the work, put somebody over or really make them look good, I look no further than what he did for Jacob Fatu this year.
Yeah,
That match shattered all expectations, and that was a lot of LA Knight carrying it.
absolutely. You got Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, I know. Braun Breaker hit to me, bro. He's you can't deny from they've been wanting to make him a hit. He's a
I'm
hit
gonna say
beyond
he's a miss because
okay.
of the fact that they rushed that turn so bad like that. They rushed it. I think they were too horny to get him in that position, and when Seth got hurt,
But do you
they
think Seth
blew
would have it's I don't think it would have happened if Seth didn't get hurt. I think
I think
things
it would have
certain
happened next
things
year.
yeah, it's like when Brian got hurt, Daniel Bryan got hurt, and they had to like push the Seth thing because suddenly it was like, all right, we trying to build this other nigga really, but
Yeah.
we need someone to think. So they pushed the Shield turn, probably sooner than they did. I mean, it all works out. I think with Braun,
The Braun's turn didn't hit for me because again, like I said on the show a couple months ago, it was too telegraphed that night that it was gonna happen.
mhm,
It was too telegraphed that something was gonna happen, and I don't think that like since then he's like necessarily like carried the ball so to speak. Like I like a Braun Breaker match is not something where I'm like I'm gonna look forward to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it hasn't been that since he's been like IC champion. Like
you think he
I
like
thought
a you go ahead.
it's been like the tale of two. Again, the WWE's the tale of two halves. First half, I loved Braun Breaker. I was like, I'm in. I'm all in. Second
Mm,
half has just been like you've been a crony and now you've been a leader and you don't really feel like a leader. You just feel like a leader because the guy got hurt.
yeah,
And like it just doesn't felt like yeah, they're gonna push the shit out of him, but and I'm gonna say this for real, and I'm gonna mean it until it happens. He just works better as a baby face than he does a heel. I don't know
no,
why
it's
they're
true.
just going like he just needs to be a baby face. I think he's always been a shitty heel. I thought he was a bad heel in NXT too. He's just a better baby face.
I think the H era definitely skews more heel than face
Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
because because of H. To be honest with you. I feel like he sees this blueprint and is like, "Nah, nigga, do it like this. It's it like this. Trust me." And then you go come back from injury and they're gonna cheer you in Madison Square. You know what I'm saying? Ilya Dragunov, he just back, fresh off of surgery, but they put
Hit
the US title on him like they were just like
immediately. Hit.
no brainer. No
It
brainer,
shouldn't be a
baby.
shock. It shouldn't be a shock that he got that much of a push because he was positioned right next to Braun, who was their other project right before he got injured. So why not just put him back on that trajectory again? Braun got the IC title. Ilya got the IC title. I think they see more with him in the same vein that they do as Gunther right
Yeah,
now for Ilya Dragunov. Like he is to me their babyface version of that.
absolutely. Tiffany Stratton got called up to the main roster last year. Literally the first SmackDown of this year, she cashes in her Money in the Bank, goes for the Women's World Championship. That's a rough ride. I mean, it's not. She went undefeated this year, but it wasn't for top of this year. Was a rough go at it with Big Shar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
she came out of it looking clean. She came out of it
she came
looking
out of it
clean.
looking clean. Yeah, I would say the only thing I'm gonna call it a hit, but I felt like it could have been a
I'm gonna
bigger
say
hit.
swing for her. I'm gonna say swing for her.
I'm not okay. I could see it. I mean, I think it's a hit, but I just think SmackDown's issues just
Hindered her more than anything.
yeah, she didn't really have that much to really do, and then she just goes up against Jade, and Jade is another person. I forgot to include Jade on this list, but Jade is another person who kind of like broke out this year.
We
Would you
didn't put
call Jade?
Jacob Fatu in here. We didn't put Jacob Fatu in here either.
I have Jacob Fatu in a different area.
Oh
That's
yeah, okay,
why.
okay, okay. I'll wait. I'm
Yeah,
seeing what you're putting down. I'm seeing what you're putting
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Okay.
But what did you call it? Would you say Jade's year? I mean, Queen of the Ring,
It's
SummerSlam.
probably better than Tiffany's year.
She returned at the top of the year. Has this big feud with Naomi. Um, you
They put
know,
together some good matches.
yeah, yeah.
They put
They did the
together some
thing
good
fizzle.
I probably prefer the Naomi matches to the Tiffany matches.
I like the Tiffany matches a lot. I think the face dynamic. I think, to be honest with you, she works better as a face. I mean, I've said this a million times on the show. It's giving Dave Batista more than anything.
Yeah.
Now Dave Batista grew into an amazing heel, but he was not a great heel at first. He was kind of
No.
like big guy, strong muscles. Let me hit you. Um, Jade, Jade might be in her element as a heel, to be honest with you, but she is I think as a face, she's a little bit more, you know, dynamic. It pops a little bit more, but I'd say
Yeah.
she's a hit for the year. I think she's generally improved, and she hasn't really done anything crazy bad this year.
But she hasn't had great matches, and that's why I have to say she's like a swing. Like
Okay.
I think that we need to see more with this title. I think again, SmackDown needs to get on. They need to get on their shit because and they're back to 3 hours, top of the year. So we'll see how they build out that roster. Obviously, there's probably going to be some people coming to the roster to
You
fill
think
that.
we're gonna see some longer Jade matches?
I wouldn't say longer J matches. I say some competition. I think you got to get some people from other shows or from Raw, from NXT to really up level that. And I think they've just been with SmackDown in particular, just been waiting. I'm guessing for this 3 hour thing to hit so that they can really start dressing. I guess so. We'll see
Yeah,
what happens when the 3 hours stuff happens. But for me, Jay's probably like a swing, and Tiffany's a swing to me too. I think that like half your year's feuding with Nia Jax,
yeah,
but also Bianca Belair has been gone
yeah.
all year.
Massive
And
specter not there. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Changes a lot, to be honest with you. If
yeah,
Bianca's there. Um, Dominic Mysterio.
it's been a hit.
It's been a hit.
It's been a hit.
Albeit, the kids got, what do the kids call it? Sauce. I don't think
Yeah,
it's aura.
I don't know what he got, but he got it. He getting hoes. He getting hoes. He getting titles that he don't need to be having. He cutting promos with John Cena. There's been no one that's been more positioned to be like the next up guy than him. I think if they do turn him babyface next year, he will probably be the biggest babyface of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
he'll be one of those top three, 1A, 1B type guys. We're chomping at the bit to cheer for him and Braun Breaker.
Ru-
Just
re-
just do it.
Listen, Rewriters Room did essentially an entire episode about Dom and his ascension over the last year. And one of the things that they said definitely was, we talk about the bronze, they talk about the mellows, they talk about the tricks, they talk about the obas. Dominic Mysterio is right there. Like, he should be in the conversation. Future WrestleMania main eventer, if they decide they want to go that route, I think it's
Yeah,
possible.
yeah, 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 yeah,
He is firmly like the, I don't think there's a while it seemed to be clear a couple years ago, like MJF 30 under 30, like this nigga under 30 is gonna be like it's Dom.
It's Dom, yeah.
Dom is the guy.
Everything you're
Um,
saying about them, you should be saying about Dom, and
yeah,
his resume has only expanded and grew this year. AAA,
Triple A.
WWE, press appearances, press. He's bringing in new audiences to
Forgot to
the
talk about
company. Like,
the Triple A acquisition earlier this year, but yeah, that's definitely part of WWE.
yeah, I
Nigga
mean,
said,
there's so much winning.
yeah,
It's, of course, it's all hits, but yeah, I think Dominic Mysterio is to me the biggest hit of anybody on this list.
absolutely. Next thing up, women's division in WWE. I don't think there's been a better year for women, and it's a shame this is all happening when Bianca's not there, but Bianca's part of it. She had a really great WrestleMania match.
She had the
Uh,
best Mania match of the year.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it was in a sketch, it was in a feud that built up to the Mania match that could have went both ways, and ultimately, I still think that she showed out. But the women's division this year, when I say I talked about that in the AEW video about how it's not close, it just really isn't.
nah.
With Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Jade Cargill.
Mhm.
It goes on, but we still had the time. Io Sky, I think,
Yeah,
became like really that girl this year. Took it to another level. Became almost immortal in a sense. You
yeah,
couldn't stop Io Sky at any point in this thing. Naomi, who people have kind of like you could put in the corner. Naomi's a great face. Naomi
yeah,
just is. But the way she reinvented herself, the vision to reinvent herself, and the year got cut short because obviously she's having a child. Congratulations to her and Jimmy. But she earned what she got this year.
yeah.
Money in the Bank, that world championship, the SummerSlam match, everything of the ladder. She earned that shit. But that's not
She was
even worth. Go ahead.
she's on pace to probably have been women's wrestler of the year. She was
Yeah.
firmly on pace to be that.
She was running this year. Like she would still I don't know if they would have kept her because Stephanie was on the way. But I feel like Stephanie would have got it eventually, but she wouldn't have got it that first title match. That WrestlePalooza match, I think Naomi would have won, and then in Crown Jewel, probably Stephanie wins or
Stephanie
something
probably
along
would've
those.
won. Yeah.
But
Well,
she gets it
it would've
eventually.
been Naomi Liv or Naomi Tiff, and then Stephanie probably would've got it,
Yeah, yeah,
right
yeah.
after that.
Something along those lines. But that's not even where it ends, Justin. Because still, you got Chelsea Green's momentum, doing everything. Chelsea is on Chelsea right now. You got Maxine's development. You got Lyra Valkyria. You got
Who carried
Bailey.
that summertime? Who carried that
Yeah.
summertime? She was made.
Listen,
Yeah.
top of the year on Netflix. That was
Mhm.
Lyra's whole bag. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um,
Stephanie
Kyrie,
Vaquer.
Stephanie Vaquer, Julia get called up.
I would
Now,
say Julie is the biggest miss of this whole list,
right? I
which
would
is
say so.
crazy to say. She's
Yeah.
crazy to say. She's the biggest miss of this whole her and Zelina are probably the biggest misses of this year.
Listen, man, don't get me started. Um, but so many different the way this might be the biggest year for women's wrestling.
Mhm.
Not even just in WWE, but in AEW as well. It's like it's thriving right now. Could it get bigger? It could always get bigger. They
Yeah.
still got
Well,
shows to main event. They still got
we
feuds to have, but they are killing it this year.
I'm trying to see if there's gonna be a Mania match that they could put on that could main event the show next year. That to me is the biggest question,
Mhm.
is what's gonna be big enough for a women. I think it's time for a women to main event one of these nights again
Yeah.
at
So
WrestleMania.
y'all niggas gotta
If
take a
if
hike.
it's if it's Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquer, that will main event one of those nights.
You think so?
Yes.
Over Roman, Punk, or Cody. You know what I'm saying? Like those
They could
the
have
big
one of
three.
those. They could have one of those. They could have one of those. I think that if it is those two women, Stephanie's clearly nearly there. Rhea is already there. Why can't Rhea main event one of these nights? She's as big as the big three.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
think so.
saying? Like I don't see why they couldn't. I think that you don't give the women that commercial that they got on that show and not give them a main event. And in Triple H, if you're trying to win people back, That's how you do it. You do that.
You do that. You put niggas on the show.
Yeah.
Well, which we did at Saturday night's main event, but apparently that was John Cena's fault.
John Cena was booking until
He
he wasn't. So that's we'll talk about that though.
the next one I have up, the post Bloodline era. The Bloodline was the biggest storyline moving from 2020 to 2024, and we are currently in the post thing of things. And I'm just not. It feels like all of them are lost on the show. This, to me, outside of Jacob Fatu, maybe the first half of the year for Jay, all them niggas missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roman is still Roman. Roman is we talked about it on the show. It's infuriating as a character for how very little he's developed, despite everything that happened.
And how little he does. Like he just it's a miss just for like lack of character development for such a huge character that's part of your big four.
How
Like he
many
just
Raws
feels
have
like
we seen that Roman just shows up?
yeah, for no reason. Like, why are you coming to help? Like, there's no reason why he does it. Like, I would love, and I always say this, like, I'm probably the more optimistic of the Roman criticizer because I'm like, oh, maybe he'll show up and do like a 6 week run on Raw. And you're always like, no, he's not gonna do that.
Nah,
like, he's not gonna do that. It's like, but I don't understand why he just won't do it. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes no sense. It's not like there are other attractions that y'all should be building to right now and that Roman should be part of. It's like he don't even seem like he's going to be attached to Braun or Braun. Well, like Bronson beat him, but like he's not going to be attached to that their elevation in any way, shape, or form soon.
I think there's always been. They've always decided we have this 5-year plan with Roman, and at the end of the 5 years, it's like, all right, now we're transitioning him into like movie Roman. You get some things, Zootopia, Street Fighter, all the things, and they're like slowly transitioning him. But I don't think it's not really done yet. I don't feel like it's been closed or that he still doesn't have anything to prove. Um, it's just weird that they kind of like doing this, but it is what it is. The blueprint is absolutely there for him to be this Hollywood star, even though I don't
Yeah.
know if that's exactly what's going to happen. Um, Jey Uso's peak and recalibration. The man on the way to
First,
WrestleMania. I mean,
what what Jay Z say? First they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. Like that's literally what's happening to him right now. It's perplexing how many people turned on him over the year.
he's surprised, but I also feel like low key. I also feel like part of it's Jay's fault, though.
Yeah.
I think as good as he is and the goodwill that he had, and he won the Royal Rumble because, to be honest with you, it makes sense.
He
It
was the
made
most
sense.
over person at the time.
Yeah. And even compared to John Cena, I mean, they could have went the John Cena route. John Cena wins his maybe fourth Royal Rumble or something along those lines, but they decided to give it to Jay. Jay wins a World Championship, WrestleMania against Gunther. But to me, I feel like he's so. I don't think it's adverse. I think he gets nervous when the moment is there. I don't think
Yeah.
he meets the moment like so many other people do because I think it gives him legit anxiety of like the superstardom that he has. And that's
Yeah.
why I feel like the second half of this year, he's like trying to pivot Loki to a heel. He's trying to pivot to something he's more comfortable in his skin with. Because I'm not sure
Yeah.
if he's comfortable with being the guy that everyone loves and that
Yeah.
everyone wants everybody's time with. Um,
But you
so
make
he's
so much money. He makes
yeah,
so much money on merch. He makes so much like I just don't understand. Even if it's just like, you know what, just make me a mid carder and I'll just be used to elevate other guys and I'll just
yeah,
always be over. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like it's clear like they're like, no, but you're like so much bigger than that. Like you're like a top guy to us.
absolutely. Jimmy's still Jimmy. He's big Jim now. Ever since
He got a
he
bag. He got a
yeah, he
bag.
got a bang.
He got a wrestling bag. He's got an eye for it. He knows how to do it. I think some of the most effectual thing that has happened this year was Jimmy getting beat up by Gunther and fueling Jay's win at WrestleMania. That was one of my favorite segments of the year when he bloodied up Jimmy.
I think yeah, it's a he's been able to add more than what Jay can to these programs sometimes
Yeah.
by being there and adding
Do,
his.
do you think if the shoe was on the other foot and it was Jimmy getting the world title that he would still be kind of beloved right now?
But Jada's like this X factor. It's really
Yeah,
unexplainable at this point.
Jimmy has personality, but I don't know if he has like the aura, right? He
Yeah.
doesn't have like the aura that Jay has. Like Jay looks like cartoonish. Like Jimmy's is clearly just like I'm Unc. He's like somebody's
Yeah.
uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah.
just seems like he's a friend.
The MFTs. I mean,
My network TVs.
the my network TVs. I mean, they are. I mean, we talk about how everyone's a mess, but
It's
Solo
a
and his
miss.
group. Solo. First of all, I mean, we'll talk about Jeff Cobb later. I don't know why I call him Jeff Cobb in here. He's fully JC Mateo. Um, and uh, the inclusion of Tala Tonga, and now it's a whole group. This group seems as doomed as the Wyatt Six to me in terms of just long term success in any stretch of the imagination. This is like Survivor Series. We got the oddities versus like the King's Court or something along those lines. Like to me, these guys,
Can I just say that we don't need a faction this large?
nah.
I don't think there's any faction in WWE that's like this fucking large. Like Dark State gets there,
Well,
but like
Judgment Day,
no
Judgment.
they got there. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right. But like, no faction needs to be like with this many people that aren't over. How about that? They just have nobody gives a fuck about any of these guys. They beat everybody. They don't really particularly have great matches. They're just a bunch of cronies. I think people still look at Solo as a crony. I think they still
Mhm.
look at him as a henchman. I don't think he's crossed that barrier. And I honestly, unpopular opinion, I just think the group should just be the Tongans. Honestly, it should just be the Tongan guys there. Like it
Yeah,
should
even
be
the bad one.
yeah, like the all of them, Tala, Tama, and Tonga, like all of them should just be in their own thing. And I say this again, it's another person I say Solo needs to be a babyface. I think he just connects a lot better. He's a funny dude. Let him
He's
be like
funny
the
as hell,
let him
charismatic.
be that guy as a babyface. Like I think
Why he gotta carry the other dudes?
there's so much money meals in a Usos and Solo like kind of trio I just don't think that they see. Like that could rival the New Day in terms of just like comedy and really good matches. Like I don't know why they won't do that. They're
I agree.
brothers. All of them are brothers. They even make so much sense. And
All
they don't
them
even have to change
big,
their name. They're still the
yeah,
Usos.
all them little pop locking ass Samoans, you know what I'm saying? They all the same dude, bro. But the one person who stood out this year, Jacob Fatu. I mean, we had reservations of him 2024 because everyone was on his nuts, and we were like, he hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah, like calm down. Like
Yeah.
relax.
Um, he has evolved this year. I mean, he's currently out. I mean, I'm sure he'll be back soon. I don't know. They said some sort of if he come back near it up, I don't know what to say. Um, but Hollywood teeth, you know what I'm saying? He's like, if Roman could do it, I could do it too. Um,
He honestly, he needed to be in a Street Fighter movie. He needed to be Blanca and that bitch. Like he needed to be in a Street Fighter movie, nigga. For
oh my
real.
god,
For
no,
real.
but it's just so much, and he's been really good this year. I mean, the United States Championship win at WrestleMania, fantastic. The
The face turn was
run
really good.
the face turn was really, really good at Money in the Bank and then eventually leading into SummerSlam. Um, Not much after that. I mean, he kind of got sidelined all after the fact. He got sidelined by like incompetent writing, but then and like
He just
by just not
disappeared.
yeah, just
At one point, he just disappeared from the
he
show.
lost the cage match and just never showed up again. Not
Yeah,
to reclaim his spot, not to help Sami
nothing.
Zayn, not to, just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Um, and now he's gone. But you know,
But that goes to, like, really just the bigger issue with WWE this year. Just, like, more than they've done in the past 4 years, they just leave things just hanging this year. Like, just
yeah,
when are we gonna
it's
end this? When is this gonna end? Like, where is this going? Judgment Day is a big example of this. Like, what is going on with like the storylines continuing? Jacob Fatu, a huge proponent of that. Julia is a huge proponent of that. Damian Priest got lost in the shuffle this year the same way.
yeah,
But then again, he did come on an interview and say that the WWE themselves pulled him off the road because they wanted to preserve kind of his body, and I guess he was hurt. So like I get that, but like some of these new guys need to get going. You know what I mean? And they just disappear from TV.
absolutely. Let's run through the rest of this NXT. Uh, Just real. I mean, its effectiveness in developing talent. I feel like they've legitimately got like actual stars down there doing things, popping crowds, doing ratings. They acquired Blake Monroe and Ricky Saints
Ricky
earlier this
Saints.
year. That's been big. The evolution of Obafemi, Javon, Trick Williams, their collaboration with TNA. The women have been thriving. The men, depending on who you ask, but the niggas have been thriving. How about that?
Yeah,
Um, but
the real niggas.
yeah, so I would say NXT as overall, it's a hit because it's still a fun show. It's infuriating at times. We're currently in an infuriating period. But again, we still have Ethan Page. We still have
We we went this year
mhm.
with 3 to 4 call-ups.
Yeah. And to be honest
That
with you, go
that's
ahead.
bad. That's
I think that
bad.
I think so as well. And then I also feel
Categorically.
like because only who got called up like Fraxium. Like
Fraxium, Julia, Stephanie, and
and
Lash.
then
Oh, sorry,
Lash,
5, and Lash.
and then
5 people.
Lash. Who else was calling up? I think that's
Roxanne,
it.
technically, I guess,
Roxanne,
okay, 6.
yeah,
Roxanne's technically
Roxanne,
6. So, it was
Roxanne,
because
yeah,
it was mostly women, but honestly, a lot of them got put in other than Stephanie, a lot of the women got put in plug-and-play situations where it was like Roxanne just plugged here. Like, Stephanie was the only call-up that got her own kind of identity when she got there.
sure.
Like, she was the only person that got there and was like, she is, the next up. She is what she is here. I think in terms of just everything about NXT, I'm bordering on swing because my thing is this: like,
I
you
could see
can't prove to
swing.
me that
I'm gonna change it to swing for sure.
you can't prove to me that you're effective in developing talent if you're not taking them to where they need to be when they're clearly ready. Trick Williams needed to go. I think Trick Williams is gone. I really do. But then again, I said Tony D was gone, and he showed back up on the fucking show. So like what? Like what? Like he was ready to go. I thought Tony D was gone.
I also think the way they used to hit with their PLEs is not how they hit now,
No.
and um, a lot
And
of
when
it is
Javon leaves, and Oba leaves, that's going to be a problem too because they don't
because
have
we gonna
anybody on the men's side that should be main eventing shows after they're gone.
got some damn Lexus King rolling around with him and stuff like that. It's like it's
Sheesh.
just it's that's why they end up keeping people there because they don't have the talent to really suffice, and they really got to borrow more. If we see Ricky Saints there longer than WrestleMania, it's because he's needed there at
Yeah.
some point. But I'm gonna call NXT a swing this year for sure because they definitely
Jasper
have some
Troy,
things.
Jasper Troy, Dion Lennox,
Dark Side,
Osiris Griffin, the whole culling faction. This is not the glory days of this
yeah,
show. This is not the
no,
glory. And I am more optimistic than most people about NXT. I know what it is. I know it's developmental, but there's a difference between like people who are there and set and ready to go, and there are people who are just like there where it's just like if Ethan Page is not on the screen or Javon's not on the screen and I see another dude up there, I'm just not I'm clocked out because they're terrible. But to that point, and I know this isn't on the sheet or whatever,
sure,
Evolve from what I'm seeing is developing people who I think when they go up will be an advantage to that show.
okay,
Jackson Drake looks great. I think he's a
sure,
he's a he's a great guy on there. A lot of the other guys are there as well. And again, notice I'm not talking about the women because that's a whole nother conversation. There is a
yeah.
log jam, Meals, of women who need to leave that show.
Yeah, so other women can come up and be great as they are,
Yes,
and
like Kendall
it's a
Gray.
and then the crazy part is, I mean, I would say one of the swings and misses. I mean, everyone's gonna get released this year, but being released from NXT is to me just kind of like it's nuts, and it's not because they haven't been developed in the way that they should. It's because we spent 3 years, we don't really see it. So you invest all this time, this money, this energy. They have these matches. They're on PLEs. They doing this. They doing that in the third, and then they just kind of like let go from
Yeah,
NXT. It's
let go of Wesley, let go of a lot of people.
yeah. So it's kind of it's definitely a brain scratcher. I mean, none of them were major losses. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say Marshade. She doing her thing in TNA. You know what I'm saying? Who else was released? Oro Mensah, I think he's on ROH or getting a
Yeah.
visa or something along the
Indy
lines.
was she gone before? Indy was earlier this year, wasn't
Indy,
she?
yeah, Indy was earlier this year. She was on SmackDown. She was stinging it up. I'm hold you. She's stinging up somewhere else. Um, so it's just I have no thing for Indy. She stinks. But yeah, it just is what it is. Well, speaking of releases, we got new signings. Let's talk about the new signings. We can quick
Yeah.
signings and acquisitions and returns and all this other jams like that. And let's quickly go through hits and misses. Let's go through AAA acquisition.
I say that's a hit, but I would like I want to see more. I know that like some AAA fans are like this isn't how the shows are anymore and stuff like that. But like ultimately, when I've watched the shows, they've been pretty enjoyable. But they are littered with WWE talent. So like I would love
Yeah,
to see where they go with AAA in 2026 with
I
a
think they
TV
need
deal.
it. Yeah, and they need to invest into more talent for that show to make it watchable
Yep.
for us and stuff like that. But
Yep.
I like that they started broadcasting them on YouTube, and it isn't just like the worlds collides and the stuff like that. They're like, okay,
Mhm.
Friday show 10:15, 7:15, where you're at.
Check
Um,
it out.
yeah, check out the show. It's not in English, so just beware. But we got Rusev. Come on, man. Give it to me. I need your come on. Is he a hitter? Is he a miss? Is he a hitter? Is he a miss?
It's a tale of two halves. Okay. First half is a miss. Second half is a swing. So I give him a swing. I think that he hasn't had anything to really sink his teeth into. I thought the Penta thing was going to go somewhere, but they just kind of stopped. Again, they just kind of stopped it. He probably should be a babyface though.
He probably should be. I think he's a likable guy, but Rusev is Rusev. Um JC
JC
Mateo.
Mateo, miss.
Yeah.
I look no further than the solo pre-tape where he's like this. Like it
I was
looks
like,
like
is he
he was
alive?
wrong.
Is he there? Is
He
JC
probably
Mateo
should
still with
not have.
us?
He probably should not have joined the faction to start. Honestly, probably should have went to NXT. I think that they
Yeah,
need guys like that. Like
but he
he
also
would have been
like
like,
I feel like they are very wary against like putting folks like very close to 40 on NXT. Like, I think he's
but
actually over 40, to be honest with you. Let me
I
see.
think he is too. You're right. That's probably mean.
Jeff Cobb.
Listen, a JC Mateo AJ Styles match would go crazy. JC Mateo as an MFT.
He's
Like,
43.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
So
So I
yeah, they
mean,
ain't putting him with them kids. I mean, he could teach the kids, but to be honest with you, them kids speak better than you. You know what I'm saying? I want
I'm just waiting to see. I'm waiting to see how he would fare against like a Bronson Reed and stuff like that. Because I mean, there is a younger counterpart of him on this very show. You know what I'm saying on these brands. So
I agree. I agree.
yeah.
Ricky Saints.
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
think I'm not sure where his position. He's talented, but I'm not sure where he fits in all of this yet. I don't even think he's properly really fit into NXT, despite being damn near a triple crown champion at this point on NXT.
And within a year, within 8 months,
Yeah,
6 months, shit.
I don't know if he fully fits into NXT the way that Ethan has managed to permeate the system like he has and really carve out a place for himself.
Ethan is nearing that Adam Cole s ubiquitousness of NXT, where it's like when you think of the show, you think of him, and he's the only
Yeah,
white guy on the show that you think of when you think of this. It's Javon Obertrick and Ethan Page. Like
yeah.
he's the only white dude. Like Lord forbid, a white boy have a little motion. That's literally Ethan Page. Like seriously.
I
Um,
think I think the here's the thing. I also think NXT creative this year has kind of been lacking in general.
It's
S-
ass. I don't want to hear nobody talking about HBK is a better booker than Triple H. I think that even on a weak year, they'll still give you moments on main roster television that actually matter and are actually really cool. I don't really get that much like we did in 2024 with NXT.
I think he debuted. They couldn't give him a name because they were like, "Hey
You
man,
got to clear it. They probably had to
yeah, yeah,"
trademark.
and all this other. But they brought him there early enough where it's like we ain't even got a name for this nigga yet, but he gonna be on the
Yeah.
show. Um, so they did that. You know, I think there's definitely potential with him. Um, I think it's a plus because the male side on the NXT needs more bodies. To be honest with you,
I'll, I'll give him a hit. I
I'll
think
give him
that
that.
you can't give somebody who won the US title or the North America title and the NXT title in 1 year a miss.
Yeah,
I think
and
he's
he wasn't bad
over.
with it. He's
No,
a great
and
talker.
we haven't even seen the heel stuff from him yet, as of the time of this recording. So like, we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Blake Monroe,
She's a hit.
I think she's a hit, but I still think there's more surface to.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like a weary hit. It's like
yeah,
okay, like you gotta show us something.
yeah, I think there's way more surface for her to take over on NXT. The way she was
She
as ubiquitous in AEW at this
she
point.
honestly, the way that I like look at her when I see her matches, I'm like, we sure she should be there? Like I feel like she could go up. Like her and Stephanie Vaquero would go crazy.
I said she could be on the main roster before she gets. Now, I don't get me wrong. I still think she's. I walk back on that actually. So now,
Yeah.
where we had differ in the beginning, now we're differing on different sides in the end because
I think she should go up.
I think she's still got some work to do. To be honest with
Yeah.
you, I think she hasn't had the catalog. To me, it's kind of like Soul, right? Like I like Soul, but Soul hasn't been fully proven yet. She hasn't gone through the fire like a lot of the other girls actually do. She ain't faced
Mhm.
no top names. She ain't get beaten. She hasn't had to come back from anything other than
What
her
I mean,
knee
one
surgery.
facing Charlotte and Bailey and Alexa in 1 year is kind of a crazy resume, though.
It's a great resume, but the matches aren't like it's not because of what Soul brought to the table. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I think she's a fantastic talent. I just think she needs to be put through the fire, and I think Blake Monroe needs to be put through the fire. But I'm gonna give her a hit because she's fucking awesome,
Yeah,
and her music is fucking fire. So,
best theme of the
uh,
year. Love
best
her
theme of
music.
the year. Knock it out right there. Penta and Phoenix. Let's do them both at the same time. Penta and Phoenix.
Penta's a hit.
Penta. Penta's a hit for sure. Penta was a hit
Yeah,
day
Penta's a
one.
hit.
The
He's the
Penta.
one guy that loses all the time and he's still just as
They
over. Like,
shouldn't. They're like, nah, let's not wait for the other nigga. You probably
yeah.
said, nah, you don't have to wait for my brother. My brother will be here. Phoenix.
The victim. Okay, no, my rating is based on him being the victim of an untimely thing that's really severely stopped his push. Okay,
Being a victim of Andrade.
being a victim of Andrade and Mother Drama. He got a Mania match this year.
He got a Mania
You know what
match
I'm
out of the
saying?
blue. They told him
They
like, yo,
they
suit up.
they gave him like a good, good stuff. But again, he falls victim. SmackDown will make anyone look like shit. Like you said this too. Like SmackDown makes everyone look terrible because when
Uh,
he goes to AAA, when he goes to NXT, when he goes anywhere else, he looks like a fucking star and they love him. When he's on SmackDown, he just looks
he's the better.
dimmer.
He's the better wrestler out of the two
A
by
hundred
far.
percent, 100%. Like
But Penta got the aura.
yo,
Penta shows up.
exactly.
He got the
Penta is the
dances.
J.
He's
Penta is the
the
J.
yeah. So it's a little bit different, but Phoenix, yeah, it's a swing because
It's a
of
swing. It's a swing leaning hit. We'll see what happens next year.
yeah,
Because again, he goes weeks without being on TV. Like it's very hard to
yeah,
judge because we got to get Drew on, we got to get Cody on, we got to get everybody else on the show.
and it just is what it is. Aleister Black to me is a
Not for
miss. I like
I'll go.
Aleister, but
I'll go miss.
it hasn't been SmackDown.
It's
I'm blaming SmackDown.
SmackDown. Can we
I'm
just
blaming
say
SmackDown.
SmackDown is it's literally
SmackDown is a
SmackDown,
miss.
bro. It's
Road Dogg
SmackDown.
SmackDown is a miss. It just is.
Yeah.
It just it's made him into less. He was cooler in NXT. He was cooler during the Paul Heyman era of things. I just think there's a coolness he needs to exude, and I think he's getting too caught up in the character of it all. When that can come all after the fact, he can establish that all after the fact. Now he's trying to tell a story, and niggas not even paying attention, really.
Yeah.
Lowest of keys. And then the Zelina thing, I don't know if it's gonna work out. It looks nice
And
on
the in
paper.
ring is there. The in ring
The in
is
ring is
there.
there, but you know, I don't even know if you put him against Cody, people are gonna care. But
Well,
you know,
clearly not yet. No,
yeah, yeah,
he has to get a marquee win under his belt in order for that to actually happen. And it can't be
absolutely.
Damian Priest because Damian Priest isn't even in the category of any of that shit. He has to beat like Sammy or somebody in order to get there. So
Absolutely. You gotta be on Raw. That's it. It just is. You just get out of SmackDown's orbit. AJ Lee and Nikki Bella. both returns this year, both of the Divas division have made their comebacks. AJ Lee,
Too early to tell for AJ.
I think so as well. She don't
Too
really do
early.
much. She's a she has navigated the system in these big matches, but not really had to do anything.
Yeah.
Um, it makes it I'm like, is
Highly
she not
highly protected, I
highly
think.
protected? There you go.
Yeah.
Um, and not like protected by like booking, protected like in the ring.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. She's beating
Nick
everyone that she's come across.
Nikki Bella, I mean, just beat up every week. She's there.
I can't say she not doing what I expected or what I would want them to do with somebody like her.
I should give her a miss for what she did on Traders and how she didn't defend herself properly enough. I should give her a
I
miss for her friends sliming her out on Traders. I think you're a traitor. I'm like, is this your girl?
You're a nice girl and I love to hang out with you, but I
You're a
can't do it.
traitor. And then it's I
Um,
was just like,
I'll
all
give her
right,
a hit, man.
I'll give
I
her a
give her
hit.
a hit.
She's putting over the next gen.
Yeah, you
And
gotta
she's
put
still
you
a
gotta put people
star.
over.
She's still a
Mhm.
star. So it just is what it is. Um, Final bit. We've gone over way longer than we were supposed to with this segment, but here we are. The creative direction in WWE. I mean, we've talked about it kind of all the way through, but it just hasn't felt the same as prior years. It
It's been their
feels
it's been their worst creative year, and this is before
consistently
age.
creative. Yeah. I think
Yeah,
there's
like
good things, but it just hasn't held up.
yeah, 22 and 23, he got a lot of bail for. 24, he got a hell of a lot of bail for.
Mhm.
This year, like no, I think they're suffering from success and they're succeeding in spite of like actual good decisions and just based on their stars because they know they're gonna get a pop when Cody comes out. They know they're gonna get this, that, and the third. What I would love, what here's the thing. Let's twist this.
Okay.
What would you like to see them do in 2026 that you think they
Ooh.
can right the ship? What would you like them to do?
Shit. Don't have me booking. Hashtag meals booking. Um,
'Cause I can say like have things that matter, make shit matter. Like you know how
yeah.
how the Cena thing felt, even though if we didn't like it as much, we had a clear end date and a clear countdown to when this shit had to end. You know what I mean? Like so everything, even if we didn't like it, everything mattered. I would love for things to matter with them again.
I think just I agree, and I think the emphasis on certain characters' journeys, I feel like they've lost so much star power on their own creative flops. I think Sami Zayn had great momentum for like 2, 3 years where we thought he was
Yeah.
gonna be world champion, and then it's
Ah,
just you just yeah, we
the
could
camera
fix
went
it.
out.
Alright, well,
I was about to
just
fix it.
it just is what it is now.
Yeah, go ahead,
Um
do it.
but you fixed it and I'll talk.
All
Um,
right.
Whereas it's just I just think he's lost so much momentum. The camera
My
is funny.
camera fucked up.
Oh
Hold on, let
my
me go get I
god.
gotta go get my
Just
white balance board. Be right back.
yeah, just adjust it or something along those lines. I'm leaving it all in. Who cares? I think Sami Zayn has been one of those things that just been like again SmackDown's own creative flops has just carried him down. Damian Priest, who started off the year hot, again, when you saw him on Netflix at the top of the year, he was the hot as he's ever been. He's just not. I think we got to go back to two different. SmackDown has to be elevated in a way. SmackDown is very important for the future of a show, especially if this bitch is going to be 3 hours and not suck. Like, oh, is that how you do it?
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Okay.
White balance. White balance.
All right, there we go. All right, you seen it first, ladies and gentlemen. Um, did Mark teach you that? How did I go?
It's camera 101, baby.
Okay, all right. Um, but I just think SmackDown is to me a priority, and I don't know how USA Network must be sleeping at their boards, being like, wait, why?
Is there anyone at their board? Like
Yeah,
like do they
I'm
have
just
anyone
like
there?
I can't see how USA Network is like, wait, who's on this show and why they on that show? Netflix drives a hard bargain. They're like, yo, we need Roman, we need Seth, we need Punk, we need Liv, we need Rhea too, and we need Stephanie. We need all of them. But
Yeah.
on SmackDown, it's like, well, we got Chelsea, um, and Cody shows up, but he's got feuds too. It's just I think SmackDown. If I in 2026, making SmackDown a watchable show to me, um, would do a lot for the talent that's also on the show.
Yeah, yeah. I think you need to really start to develop your talent that needs that on the job development. That's Tiffany Stratton, that's Jade Cargill. Like those are the women that are going to be there when Bianca and all of them like move on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they need to start developing them. Julia, all of them. They have to start getting
Also,
developed. We need an established mid card too for the women too.
yeah,
It's like it
I think
works
there
on Raw, but somehow it doesn't work on SmackDown. Like make that make sense.
I think there needs to be a shakeup in the creative team as well because I think it's too much par of the course kind of vibe. And then we're told it's this certain way. Like these call ups, right? More people should be called up by now.
Yeah.
5 call ups in a year is crazy. And
It's
I don't
it's it's
care.
un, it is like unacceptable to have
I
that
think it
many call-ups in a year.
it leads low key to people being fired.
Yeah, but also it leads to malaise in the same matchups over and over again. I think that's what we saw a lot of this year is the same
Yeah,
matches over and over again. It was a lot of Nia versus who? It was a lot of
right.
Braun Breaker and Jay, a lot of fucking Braun and this person versus this person, this person. Like
And I don't know how they ain't see. Hopefully, they saw Saturday night's main event, and you see these things, and you're like, "Wow, we could do a whole bunch of shit with these
it
with these
felt
guys."
new. It felt good. It felt different. That Javon talks different. He moves different. Soul looks different. She talks different. Like it
Yeah,
felt like you were watching a different show altogether. So like,
absolutely.
I don't care how you got to do it. Dump them on the fucking show and just be like, here they are, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. We need new matchups. I think that's largely what it is. We need new matchups because there needs to be a mid or upper mid card where someone like Aleister Black can face these people so that he can get ready to face these top guys or Damian Priest to top face these top guys. There needs to be a place where a lot of these people like Phoenix can have a showcase with Javon Evans showing up. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these other
Mhm.
people showing up where they could have these really great matches that have people talking because to me, it's not so much about this person needs a title or this person needs this or that and the third. If they want more big fours, and I think that's one of their biggest strengths is that they have so many of these big fours, five, sixes. They can't all be that. You know what I'm saying? But we need
You go where the money goes, ultimately, at the end of the day.
exactly, exactly. Like we need to be seeing that they're building towards that, and that's what I'm hoping WrestleMania does. Just in general, but also the next year. I mean, Cena's gone.
Mhm.
Cody will probably be next. Well, Roman probably before then, but Roman and Cody will probably be next. And then Punk will go. And then, all these people are starting to be on the way out. It's time to start seeing what we're going to be seeing next. And I think that's his biggest I don't envy him. That's his
Right.
biggest challenge that he has next year. However, we need to see some change and it needs to matter. Like I want these shows to matter again. I want to feel like how we felt in 2022, Meals. I want to feel like
Absolutely.
how we felt. I want to feel like how we felt in 2023. I want this road to WrestleMania to be really exciting. I'm hoping that it does. I'm hoping that with you got the business. Y'all got it already.
Yeah,
Y'all got the business. Give us a good show.
absolutely. That was our recap of 2025 and WWE and the hits and misses and everything in between. The Rock showing up on NXT that one night, um, and all the other stuff like that. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, you can listen to the A Show every week, every Tuesday on Patreon, Wednesday pretty much on public. And continue to subscribe to us on the A Show and RNC, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Also, the A Show RNC on Instagram and or Twitter or X or whatever the fuck they call it. We'll see you guys next year. We got a whole bunch of content coming. We still got the award show up, so make sure you do subscribe because we're going to continue to break down end of the year stuff as the year ends. So make sure you guys subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Thank you guys. Peace.